back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Diamond LaShawn, and we back at it again. If this is your first time here, welcome. We pretty much talk about anything that falls under the umbrella, next to it, you know, to the side, underneath, might got something to do with bad bitch wellness. Okay, anything that has anything to do with being well, doing well, having the life that you want, we talk about that here. How to level up, period, spiritual, mental, whatever. If you are already gang, then that means you already know what's what, because you already knew the vibes. Every video I do it in a different order, I know, but hey y'all, I love y'all and I'm so happy to see you guys here. Feels like we've been living the same freaking year over and over and over since the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, because of this COVID madness. But I will say that even though things look bleak outside and they're just so weird and people don't understand like what's next and what's going on, or you might be super woke and you know what's gonna happen next, not sure, it's still a time where you can feel good, do good, and be good. I want to make sure that you guys are making time and making space mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to prepare for your next year. I am all about looking the part, but I'm also about feeling the part and doing the part too. So one of the first things that I'll say that you need to definitely do and get in on if you plan on having a very meaningful and impactful year upcoming is get therapy. Get some therapy. For a lot of us, we have started to go that route with therapy and taking care of our mental health, and not being so taboo and not being so, you know, thrown under the rug, or, you know, just kind of avoided or ignored. A lot of us are doing the part to make sure that we are thriving mentally and emotionally, but for a lot of us it's still a hurdle to even commit to the fact that seeing somebody else could be beneficial for us. So I just want to go ahead and say that for someone who benefits greatly from have gone to therapy and going to therapy and experiencing a licensed professional helping me work through my own mental mazes and trauma that I might not have known was there, and trauma that I did know was there, and etc, etc, it has made me such a different person. It has changed my life immensely, and I would recommend it to anybody. I know in the brown communities especially, lots of people say you don't need therapy, you need Jesus, and whatever your family say, you don't need therapy, you need God, or whatever they might replace that noun with. I would highly disagree and say that a licensed professional helping you work through your issues in addendum to whatever deity or whatever religion you subscribe to is just top notch. I would suggest it. So definitely look into therapy. It helps you to be self-aware. It helps you to kind of, you know, really like confront those different things that's going on inside of you, so that you can have more mental space to do the things that you need to do and to fulfill and carry out your purpose. Another thing I would say, and this is just as equally as big, is decide on the type of life you want. Decide. There's so many of us, it's like, I want this and I want that and I want to go here and I want to have that and I want to look like this, and we don't have no idea how overall that looks. What does that look like for you? How much money do you need? Then what job do you need to have to make that money? Or what several money making opportunities do you need to actually embark upon in order to make this type of money and create this type of lifestyle? You said you want a house that is in this particular place, so what is the margin for homes that look like that? How much do they cost? What do you need to have? Do you have good credit? How will you get good credit? What are the things that you want? Figure it out. If you haven't figured it out and you don't have a clear idea about what it is that you desire, then that's the foundation. You got to know what you want in order to work on getting it. You can't just say, I want a life of luxury. Okay, great. What does luxury look like for you? Because everybody's luxury is different. Somebody's luxury might be 1,000 thread count sheets. You might not give a fuck about the sheets, but you need 300,000, you know, dollars in your account at all times so that you can do whatever it is that your heart desires. Whatever that is to you, figure it out. You might need a $500 bottle of champagne and a steak dinner monthly. What does that look like for you? Everybody's life is different, and our desires are different, and how we lead those lives are all different, even if they have similarities. So you have to figure out what you need for you and what you feel you need in order to be living the life you feel you want. What does that life look like? How much money does it require? You said you want to travel once a month. Okay, what budget are you going to put to the side? You know, all of these different things. Kind of look at it as like a, you know, a blueprint of sorts. Not the real blueprint, because the real blueprint is your principles, your ethics, your values. But, you know, figure out what it is that you want to have, a plan, you know, and kind of plan around that. It won't always work out the way you have written on paper, but at least you have a baseline, something that you can return to, and you actually know what you're doing. Don't be running around aimlessly. You want to make sure everything that you do is meaningful and it makes sense to you, and it matches your life convictions and the things that you've decided that you want or don't want for yourself. You want to make sure that your actions are linking up with that. So do some planning, figure out, make a decision. What does your life look like? What does your dream life look like? After you do all that thinking and all that organization, plan it out. It's no point in having it just run around in your mind somewhere and then you're overloaded and you run down because you feel like, oh my God, I don't know. Write it down. Okay, so that's kind of like a mini point, a bonus. Write it down and then plan it out. I know for me, I like to see it in front of me. I like to touch it. I like to be able to write it on the paper. I like to be able to make scratch outs if I want to and then rewrite it again. I'm a fan of that. I know that my goals for 2021, I wrote them on a piece of paper and then took a picture of them and I had them on my lock screen on my phone just so that I can stay in alignment with those things. But, you know, write it down and plan it out. What do you want it to look like for you? You know, what does the time span look for you? Is it 5 years? Is it 1 year? Is it 1 month? Work on that. Plan it out. Organize, decide, and plan. Figure out what you want to be doing for next year, actions wise, you know, what you want to be doing health wise, eating wise, all the rest of the plans that people normally have on their New Year's resolutions. I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. I want to be doing this 2 times a week. I want to be doing this and that and that and that and this. While you're planning and organizing and writing and doing all the rest of those things that I've already suggested, just make a mental note that you don't have to just jump cold turkey into them. So many of us think we have to jump right into it, and that's why we never really see everything that we have planned for ourselves through, because we're overwhelmed and we're looking for comfort somewhere, and we're looking to feel like we're still in a rhythm or we have some level of familiarity with something. If you are going cold turkey with everything, you jumping hard into it, it's going to be kind of hard to keep it up. So I would suggest make a plan, a mental note to go slowly into these things. Start them now, but go slowly. And when I mean slowly, it doesn't mean procrastinate and say, I'm just going slow. No, it means to do all of the things that you can do. And then when it comes to taking the actions, if you say, for example, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. Okay, great. A lot of people don't have necessarily the time to do that, but since so many of us are still working from home, so many of us are online shopping and we're not actually out at the stores, take that time to, even if you're not going to the gym 3 times a week, take 20 minutes out of every other day, which would make 3 days a week, and work out. Do something to move your body. You know, really establish these type of habits so that when the new year actually jumps in, you know, you can say, oh, I'm used to, for the last 3 weeks, I'm used to doing something every other day, or for 3 days out of the week where I'm moving my body or getting my, you know, my heart rate up. You know, that's what I mean. Go slowly. Be committed, but don't be so hard on yourself to do it and execute it hard as soon as you get there, because eventually you'll burn yourself out and you'll not even want to see what it is that you're planning to do. So just take it slow. Okay, take it slow. The next thing is somewhat simple. It's not, you know, something that is so profound or really requires too much action. But I would definitely say take a moment, a quiet moment, to just kind of relax and kind of take stock of the year. You know, what was the year like for you? Did you accomplish things that you want to accomplish? How did you do those things? How did that make you feel? Did you not accomplish things that you wanted to accomplish? Why or why not? Like, let's actually get into it. Like, what was in your way? What big things happened this year that distracted you? What was the condition of your mental health? Is there anything that you need to do for yourself so that you can feel stronger for next year? Take account of what this year did for you, what you've overcome. You know, actually come up with at least 5 things you're proud of yourself for this year. Even if you just rested and you were gentle with yourself, that's 2 right there. You know, make sure you are congratulating yourself for the things that you've overcome and the things that you've seen and the things that you've done, as well as making a plan for how you can actually hit the mark on things you feel you missed. It's very important to take stock of yourself, because sometimes we get hard on ourselves. You're not doing enough, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, but really you did so much. You just don't remember because you're just going next to the next to the next to the next, becoming more of a factory than you are a person that is going through experiences. So make sure you take stock of the year. Okay, make sure you're actually, you know, giving yourself your props for even making it through the freaking year, because these last 2 years been real janky. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And last but not least, relax and show some gratitude. You know, actually, like, thank your creator and you know, be thankful and express gratitude, and really just say, you know what, I'm so grateful that I made it through this year, that I'm this close to embarking on a new year. I'm so happy that I was able to have these experiences, that I still have air in my lungs, I have food to eat, I have opportunities, I have a mind to think of the next big thing, I still have a purpose to carry out, I made it earthside. You want to express gratitude for every beautiful good thing that you have been able to actually experience and actually become aware of this year, because everybody did not make it and you are still here. So make sure you are expressing that gratitude and letting your creator and the universe know that you are still happy to be here. You are still, you know, in it to win it, and you know, you're excited to see what else time will bring you and what else will come your way, negative or positive, because you're still living and life is a mixture of negative and positive experiences. So that is basically my list of things you should start now. If there's any other thing that you feel like you need to work on, meaning your self-awareness or whatever else, or kind of listening to your inner voice, or diminishing some of that ego we all got going on, get some books that you like to read. If you can't read them on the actual physical, then get them on a digital, and set them up on Audible, play them in your car when you to and fro, instead of playing some music that sometimes make you feel a type of way you don't need to feel. Listen to that, and you know, you'll already be starting your level up journey. So I definitely want to encourage you to embark on some of these things. I'm really hoping that all of you guys watching this video have an amazing year. I am extremely hopeful that things will turn around and things will get better, and I'm always a believer of it being something good around the corner. I'm an optimist of sorts, okay? So I hope to see you guys on the next one, and make sure you hit thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye! I also want to add, make sure you're extending grace to yourself. If you didn't accomplish everything this year that you thought you would accomplish, so what? You made it through the year and you did something. You breathed, honey, okay? And this is not to encourage, you know, slacking of any sort, because only you know when you slacking. But it is to let you know that you don't have to be so rough on yourself. Life, you got to give it a little bit of humor, because nobody makes it out alive. And make sure you're doing what you need to do, and be honest with yourself and stay true to yourself about that.